She helped him build it. He cut her out the day it went public. She taught him everything: the product, the pitch, the investors' names. She even wrote the email that closed their first deal. And the day their company went public, she found out by reading it on Twitter, because he'd already had her escorted out of the building. This is the story of Maya Chen and the company she built from nothing, and the business partner who erased her name from all of it. Welcome to Served Cold. Stay with me, because by the end of this, justice doesn't just arrive. It arrives in the most satisfying way possible. Maya and Daniel met in a college entrepreneurship class. She had the idea. A platform that matched small restaurants with local food photographers to build their social media presence. He had the charm and the connections. On paper, they were perfect partners. 50-50. Equal everything. Or so she thought. For 3 years, Maya worked 18-hour days. She cold-called restaurants. She built the onboarding system from scratch. She was the one who figured out the pricing model that finally made the business work. Daniel handled investor relations and marketing. He was the face, she was the engine. And Maya was okay with that. She didn't need the spotlight. She just wanted to build something real. By year 3, they had 40,000 restaurants on the platform across 12 cities. Investors were circling. A Series B round was imminent. Everything they'd worked for was finally happening. That's when Daniel made his move. It started with small things Maya didn't notice at the time. Documents she hadn't been CC'd on. An investor meeting she wasn't needed for. A new lawyer Daniel had hired, that she'd never met. What she didn't know was that over 6 months, Daniel had been quietly having her diluted. New investor agreements had reclassified her shares. A board resolution she'd supposedly signed, that she had never seen, had reduced her ownership from 50% to less than 4%. Her co-founder status had been quietly rewritten in company filings as early employee. The day the company closed its $40 million Series B, Maya got a phone call, not from Daniel, from HR, telling her that due to a restructuring, her role had been eliminated, effective immediately. Security would escort her from the building. She sat in her car for 40 minutes. Then she went home, opened her laptop, and started reading every document she could find. That's when she realized the full scope of what had been done to her. And that's when Maya Chen stopped being a founder and started being something far more dangerous. She became someone with nothing left to lose and receipts for everything. Maya didn't post on social media. She didn't send angry emails. She did something far more effective. She hired an attorney that same week, and she kept quiet. For 4 months, while Daniel was doing press tours and celebrating, Maya and her legal team were building a case. She had emails proving her contributions, Slack messages showing her as the decision-maker on everything from product features to vendor contracts. She had the original founding documents. She even had a time-stamped USB drive she'd kept from day one, a habit she'd formed because, deep down, she never fully trusted him. The lawsuit landed 1 week before the company was set to go public. The IPO was frozen pending litigation. Investors panicked. The board, suddenly very interested in the founding history, started doing their own digging. What they found was damaging enough that 3 board members resigned within 2 weeks. Then the tech press got wind of it. The story that broke wasn't just about one company. It became a feature piece in a major business publication about the systematic erasure of women co-founders. And Maya was the face of it. Interview after interview. Her story resonated in a way that couldn't be controlled or spun. The IPO never happened. The company settled out of court for an amount Maya is legally prohibited from disclosing. But the terms included a formal reinstatement of her co-founder status in all company records, permanently. Daniel stepped down as CEO as part of the settlement. He has not been seen at another investor event since. Maya didn't get revenge by lowering herself. She got it by being relentlessly prepared, by trusting her gut early enough to keep receipts, by staying quiet when every instinct was screaming at her to make noise. She once said in an interview, "The best revenge isn't anger, it's accuracy." So here's what I want you to take from this story. Document everything. Date everything. Trust the feeling in your gut when something feels off, because it usually is. And if someone tries to erase everything you built, make sure they can never, ever rewrite the record. That's served cold for this week. If you know someone who's been quietly erased from their own work, share this with them. Drop your own story in the comments. We read every single one. Subscribe and hit the bell. New story, same time next week. Because some things can't be forgiven. They can only be served cold.